Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 9 o'clock Amsterdam time. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new stream here. I'm, of course, the one and only Coin Baron. And today, a lot of our friends are watching worldwide. Austria, Germany, the Netherlands, US, UK. Let me know in the chat or in the comments where you're watching from, because I do think the Crow fam in general, people over here on YouTube, are global. So I want to know, where are you guys from? Let me know in the chat. I'm right now live streaming here from the Netherlands. And if you live in the US right now, there is daylight saving time. Nothing like that over here, guys. Europe, we're still waiting for daylight saving time. Anyways, a lot of chit chat. I want to talk about a few things today. I'm going to talk, of course, about prices, because who doesn't like to talk about prices, of course, on some actual charts. So, for example, Bitcoin is still the king, and Bitcoin will still be very important for the upcoming, well, few weeks. Very important. But that's not the only thing. Of course, we're going to talk about the voting over here, the golden age voting for Cronos. Very important. Closing in about 3 days. And what else? Well, we've also got the Lion token. And if you don't own the Lion token, if you never heard about the Lion token, it is the official loaded Lion token launched by crypto.com. And it goes from all-time high to all-time high. So very exciting times. Very exciting times. And right now seeing I'm the creator tuning in from the USA, the crypto capital of the world. We got Greece for SCAR. We got Tarko Kickapill, and I don't know the flag. I don't know the flag. Let me know, Tarmo. What flag is that, man? What flag is that? We've got MK watching from Germany, and also Björn watching from Germany. But Germany, I still like you though. I still like you too, Björn. You don't want daylight saving time, no. I would like just a flat time zone. That would be so much easier for basically anyone out there. Random token watching from the Netherlands. A lot of Germans, a lot of Netherlands people here. I love it. I love it. Anyways, strap in, guys. Marty's right. Guys, strap in. Hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to also subscribe for more. But having said that, let's dive into the meat today. Let's dive into the meat, because it has been some time since our Sunday stream, and I haven't really talked much about charts, but actually quite a bit has happened since then. Quite a bit has happened since then. So you might remember last Sunday, it was a dumpy Sunday. But on Monday, we continued that trend. I'm watching from Austria. AV. Strapping in for AV over here. But what we're seeing really for Bitcoin is that continued dump on the Sunday. And that was really interesting, because if you go to the weekly chart for Bitcoin, we start to touch on very important long-term trends. Very important long-term trends. I have to laugh right now, because I do know AV is watching, and she's pretty drunk. She is pretty drunk. But nevertheless, she's watching some very important things here. I mean, what's happening with finance? What's happening with Bitcoin? So let me bring up over here the 50-week. It is not a perfect touch. It is not a perfect touch. I gotta give you that, guys. But if you zoom out, often it is not a perfect touch. But in general, in about 2 years, I think everyone that looks at this chart will say, well, basically, we retested that 50-week. And the 50-week will continue to rise if also the Bitcoin price will go up, of course. But typically, guys, a 50-week test like we just have done, like last Monday, that is very typical. Like, again, I have to remind you, this happened also here. Happened here. 2021. Happened twice. And that brought us to a new all-time high at 65k. I do have to say, though, I do have to... So Avi's not drunk, but I'm eating some kebab. Okay. I gotta give you that one. That's really doner kebab, guys. If you live in Germany, if you live in Turkey, beautiful meal. Beautiful meal. What was I talking about? Anyways, let's quickly go back to the chart here. Let's go back to the chart here, because what we will see, at least that is my conviction here, is that we will continue to rise with Bitcoin. A lot of people right now are saying we are in a bear market. We did this poll on last Sunday. About 60% that we are in a bear market. We're in a bear market. By the way, Blaze, dude, thank you very much. Welcome to the one and only Strap Club for becoming a member. Don't forget to also join all members Discord over here. And again, thank you very much. Don't forget to join that Discord. Some surprises coming soon. Thank you very much. Nobody welcome. Snake Eyes, welcome as well. Thanks for the upper roll. Welcome. You're welcome. Snake Eyes is watching from Hungary. And Snake Eyes is also into the VVS token. But what we will see in, I believe, in only, guys, a few weeks. Like I mentioned before, right? I do believe Q3, Q4, 2025, those will be the times where we will see more movement for CRO, for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for basically the whole crypto market. But not only crypto. I also do believe that, for example, the stock market could have a nice rally nearing Christmas of 2025. 2025 here. So today is actually not a really great day. It is okay-ish. We're actually up a bit right now for the S&P. Today, Intel had a really beautiful bounce, 15% in the plus for Intel. I don't know if anyone, guys, of you trades stocks, but Intel had a beautiful day today. Let me actually check if I can bring it up. Do I suggest investing into Intel? Not really, but it's a good day. It's a good day, plus 15%. Doesn't happen often, but really, guys, tech stocks right now are having a hard time. Stocks like Coca-Cola is actually doing a lot better. But Bitcoin right now, together with the stocks, it is having a rough time today, even though we have the potential news of a ceasefire in Russia, in Ukraine. The stock prices, the Bitcoin price is not really reacting to it that much. Anyway, so I do believe, guys, 150k is in the cards for Bitcoin. 150k has been my target for a long time. 150 to 180. I still think for Bitcoin that's in the cards. And when it's happening, we also have to take a look at this here. This is the CRO Bitcoin chart. So if anyone here is interested in CRO Bitcoin, I think this is the chart you have to watch. Because in the end, guys, it's the question is which crypto asset should you be investing in, right? Which crypto asset should you be investing in? And I think the most important one is the one that gains the most. And looking at really the bigger chart, right? There's a clear downtrend. But like with, for example, Ethereum Bitcoin, those downtrends often come to an end. They do come to an end at some point. And let me show to you how Ethereum Bitcoin looks like, because also that one has been having a rough time. Ethereum actually went down below $2,000 for the first time in 2025 and 2024. So that was really a rough day. But also, guys, ETH Bitcoin monthly chart, it's looking quite okay. But what you can see for ETH Bitcoin is that actually broken down below a very important trend line that has been true for months. Doesn't mean that like the altcoin season cycle, the 4-year cycle is not true anymore. I don't think so. I think it still holds value. I still do believe it holds value. But it's going to be a different cycle than you're used to. Also because we got ETH, we got Bitcoin ETFs that are performing exceptionally well. We got nation states investing into Bitcoin, even though that Germany early in the year sold a lot of Bitcoin. But okay. We should show you the ETH CRO pair. Sure do. Let me actually bring up the ETH CRO pair in a minute. Oh, John actually got about 60k ready to enter the market. What's your trigger? If you don't mind sharing, John. How is the shoulder? The shoulder is actually recovering, guys. less medicine. So I hope I talk less gibberish today. A lot less painkiller. Okay, but we got a question here by McKay. How's the ETH Crow pair doing? Let me check if I can find it. I think both ETH and Crow have been Debbie Downers. But we can see on crypto.com you can trade it. But there's still Ethereum has the upper hand. Actually, is that true? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely. So you can see you can right now buy about 23,000 Cronos for 1 ETH. About 23,000 Cronos for 1 ETH. I actually made a trade right about here. I sold about all my ETH to actually get into CRO. Unfortunately, though, I think I only got back into ETH at this point. I'm actually quite a big ETH bull myself. But yeah, it's right now very clear that Cronos is struggling also versus ETH. So versus Bitcoin, but mainly versus Bitcoin, but also versus ETH. What does it mean though for the rainbow chart? Let me quickly bring up the rainbow chart here because that one is also still very interesting. And it's actually the real rainbow chart. The rainbow chart, I was really expecting a bit of a bounce. And that's still possible. Right now it's still at the lower edge really of the rainbow chart. So somebody asked me, but Coin Baron, you said, well, we might have a bounce. We still might have a bounce, but we also can maybe close a bit lower. We can maybe close a bit lower for CRO this time around. So here we got this trend line. And if you close like this week and then have a nice recovery, I mean, that's also possible. But I think we're very close to a potential bottom, right? I think market has more downside if Bitcoin goes to 69K. Maybe we get a bottom there. That's interesting. I hear many people talk about 69K. 69K is, I think, logical target because it was the previous all-time high. Back in 2022 or 2029. So about here. So it makes sense, right? If we actually dump down that low, I still believe the bull market will be intact. But as I mentioned earlier, I do believe the 50-week is typically quite good support. It is typically quite good support. So let's see. So we will see after the FOMC meeting. I think, though, that Q3 and Q4 could be bullish. Yes, for anyone that doesn't know, I think in April, the expectations are that at least quantitative tightening will start to stop, really. It will start to stop. It doesn't mean that we'll start with quantitative easing. So instead of really starting up the money printer, we might just stay there for a long time. We might just stay at that point for a long time. However, at a certain point, I think when the market requires a bit of extra money inflow, the market requires extra money for, I don't know, to actually get some more inflation, because that's also still a danger, right? It's a possibility that right now we actually increase the interest rates too much, that we actually see a lot of companies fail, that we see a lot of people losing their jobs. And when more people start to lose their jobs, they will actually really quickly start to reduce interest rates and also add to the money supply. But that's at least the theory that many people have, and I also agree. I recently was fired, ladies and gentlemen, so we're starting to feel that effect of interest rates right now, because I'm definitely not the only one. I'm not the only one that got fired right now. It is getting a worse and worse job market, and that's strange, right? Because I also feel like we just had COVID. COVID was really a bad time, but yeah, maybe we get some even worse times ahead of us. We got here Crypto Alex saying that Crow might have bottomed. You think 6.8 cents? You think 6.8 cents for CRO? What do you think, Crypto Alex? I mean, honestly, I am not opposed to that forward, right? But I mean, looking at this daily chart here, that has been relevant since 2024. We can kind of get like this nice pull here. If we get a bounce from here, it does make a lot of sense, right? does make a lot of sense just looking here at this very basic line. And people might say, Coin Baron, why do you draw these strange lines? I mean, this is technical analysis. We have to really look at fundamental analysis, and we do have to look at fundamental analysis. But the strange thing is, guys, that people trade based on emotions. People see, hey, we bottomed here in the past, so if I'm going to set a buy order, I will do that at the exact same time. We tested this so much, so I do believe as well we might be ready for an uptrend. Like I told you, right? If we have touched the 50-week, we got potentially an upcoming ceasefire in Ukraine. We got maybe also the stocks bottoming out. There are so many reasons to be bullish. Jeff tuning in right now from USA, Texas. I like that. I like that. Texas, man, is actually becoming, I think, one of the better states to get your company into for crypto. I think Tesla recently moved to Texas. I think Crypto.com recently got into Tyler, Texas. Texas is doing something very well. They are doing something very well. I want to go there one day. But, well, unfortunately, it's hard for me right now, but one day. One day. Somebody asked about the Loaded Lion token. Let's quickly go to the question of Blaze here, because it's a good question. It's a very good question, because honestly, it has been a very interesting week. It has been a very interesting week. So here what we can see is the Loaded Lion token. The Loaded Lion token. And recently, guys, this has been expanding to not only the Cronos chain, it is right now live on Arbitrum, it is live on Solana, and it's live on Cronos. So 3 chains, and I think soon we'll also add Ethereum to it, even though that might take a bit longer because trading on Ethereum is not that active currently, especially not for meme coins, because I still think the Lion token is a bit of a combi mix between a meme token and a utility token. But it's really interesting because so far, guys, the chart is looking very healthy. It had an initial dump, a lot of scares in the market. This also corresponded with Cronos going back to 6.8 cents. But also, on its CRO pair, it is growing like cabbage. It's growing like cabbage. It is growing like cabbage. Have we talked about Mary? Not yet. We'll do so, Rodrigue, or Rogue. Rogue Deity. Well, I love the name there. I love the name. But okay, what we're talking about was really first the Lion token. Some people say 2 billion is easy. I would like to go to 1 bill, but I think it's possible. I think it has been done before on the Cronos chain. If you can go take a look at, for example, the Barra token, it has done so. It has done so. If you zoom out, it went to 2 bill, but that was during better times. That was when Bitcoin was at 100k. That was when Cronos was at 25 cents. It's hard to copy that right now in the current market conditions. Still, therefore, I do believe it is extra good that the Lion token can perform like this in a bear market. And I made a video about this yesterday, and if you haven't seen it, make sure you watch and hit the like button, by the way. But in that video, I was talking about a potential new part of the cycle, right? A Cronos season. And I do believe that right now, if you start to perform well right now, in this beginning phase maybe of a recovery, you get a lot of spotlights. All the tokens, all the protocols have been doing great during a bit of a bear part of this bull cycle. Those will see a lot of gains, at least in my opinion. So that we have tokens like the Lion token getting potential spotlights when we get some recovery. That is very nice. Also, do remember, ladies and gentlemen, do remember that this is, by the way, it's Lion and Crow. So what will happen, it's a bit strange, but if Cronos is going to go up in price, also the Lion token will go up in price. It is a little bit linked. It's a little bit linked. So basically, let's say, it's a bit crazy, of course, but let's say without the Crow pump, it can go to 1 bill. If Cronos goes 10x, also the Lion token most likely will go 10x. So then we're not talking about a potential top for Lion of 1 bill. No, we're talking about a potential top of $10 billion for the Lion token this cycle. And that is, of course, very attractive for, I think, for anyone that got in early. I do have to say, guys, I do have my own allocation. I got in at about this level here, about 200k, 200 mil, I should say. So do take all my words here with a grain of salt, no financial advice. It is, it's an interesting launch. Very interesting launch. And let's talk a bit about Mary, as Rogue mentioned here. Today, Mary, it is going down a bit. It is going down a bit, of course. You can see beautiful candle, I still believe, went to about 20 mil. Went to about 20 mil. Very, very commendable, I would say, for the mystery Mary token. But yeah, if you go take a look at the hourly chart, man, it's a bit of a different story, of course. But still, and I like that the most, is that what you see here, you have to really compare it really with this. Where are we right now compared to the pre-pump? And that's still 73% above its previous low. So that's really good. That is honestly really good. And also, I think it kind of shown here that there is still demand also for the token at this lower price range or higher price ranges. But you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is right now market conditions. Market conditions are having pressure on basically anything. It is not yet time to really invest in those super risky assets like, for example, the Mystery Mary token here. If anything right now, I would rather talk about CRO. I would rather talk about CRO. That is still, I think, right now the play, if not Bitcoin. If not Bitcoin, of course. Bitcoin it's so important. We can talk very much about CRO and about the ecosystem, but as long as this is dumping, it doesn't make sense. However, and this is also again my belief. This is my belief. But let's also open up the Bitcoin dominance right now, because my belief is that when we start with a second leg up, right, with this part, or maybe this part, depends a bit how low we go. But if you take a look at Bitcoin dominance, BTC point D, I do believe it will break down. I do believe in a second run, in the second part of this bull market, it will mainly be altcoins that will start to perform. Maybe it needs a bit of an initial run for Bitcoin. So let's say Bitcoin goes back to 100k. From 100k onwards, I do believe still we're gonna see this collapse like we've done so 2 times before. That is my belief here. So a collapse maybe as big as this one, about 50%. That's a bit steep. But let's say we go down about 40% or 30%. I mean, something like this here seems very reasonable. And this will be very good for altcoins, of course. We got a question here by Artem. Mr. Baron, on Minscan, right now we can see that the yes vote, and let me go to the yes vote quickly. So Artem is talking about this here. We can see that the yes vote is winning. 50.66% we can see here. So I'm afraid that CRO will be launched then with 70 billion more. And the price will go to hell. What do you think? Isn't it better to sell CRO and buy another coin, for example, ETH? It's a good question. It's a good question, Artem. I didn't give any financial advice, but I've thought long and hard about this myself, because I do believe, even though this vote is right now saying it actually will be rejected, right? Saying here it will be rejected due to not reaching the quorum. But I personally believe it will actually be accepted, even though we might have to talk about a bit more about this, because it's only 3 more days remaining and we still have a lot of votes that are missing. You can see only 4 yes votes, and these validators still have to vote. So maybe they will just not vote and it will not pass. Interesting though. But the question is, should you sell? If you feel more comfortable by selling, please do so. Please do so. Please do so. That's always the best advice I can give you. Will the price dump? I think price-wise, due to also the effect of the CRO being minted, it will be put behind a big lock, right? It will be put behind a big lock and put in a strategic reserve. We do not know. We do not know how they will use the 70 billion CRO. That is the big question that we don't get any answers to. So will we see an additional sell pressure? I think we will see some additional sell pressure because for many people, you know, it is just trust. Trust is gone. For me personally, it's all about what they're going to do with the funds, right? If they can create additional demand, and that's the promise they make. That's the promise they make. They say, what they do say here in this actual proposal, with this additional Cronos strategic reserve, with the additional 70 billion CRO, they want to actually bring up CRO to new all-time highs. They want to make CRO, and where can I see it? They want to make CRO a top 10 protocol. So they wanted to drive a lot of additional demand. If they can do so, you know, I talk a lot about this, but it's not about how, it's about when. If they can reach it with this method, it's all fine. They can go to a new price all-time high, I'm fine. So too many questions. If you want to be sure, yes, please sell. If you can do with a bit of risk, well, you can hold on. Personally, I chose to hold on for now. I choose to hold on. However, having said that, right now, I am working on this proposal. I'm working on this proposal here. The governance proposal setting an immutable maximum supply of 100 billion CRO. So again, I do assume this proposal will pass. And then I want to make sure that if we're going to go to 100 billion, we're going to make that immutable. It cannot be changed. It should not be changed. Guys, we're talking about blockchain. It is made to actually be trustless. Blockchains are made to be trustless. Right now, with the current mechanisms on Cronos POS, we're kind of opening Pandora's box because basically there is no limit. There is no limit. We don't know if 100 billion is the limit. That's a problem in my eyes. And we need to add that. We need to at least have a very sure, and we can actually arrange something like that. We can actually make sure 100 bill is an actual maximum, unless if you fork the chain. Very technical talk, I know, but if you fork a chain, everything can happen. It happened to Bitcoin. It happened to Ethereum. You can fork a chain. That's also why we do have ETH Classic, and also why we do have, I think it's called Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold is called. You can change the chain. You can change it. You can also change therefore the underlying token. You cannot stop that. You cannot stop that. What we can do as a community, I hope at least I can make a good article, make a good proposal, and hope we actually restore the trust of the Cronos chain, of the CRO farm. John, please don't give any financial advice here. Don't give any financial advice. Crypto Alex thinks we will have a nice bounce soon. I think so too. It's my, again, no financial advice, but I think so many signs are pointing towards a bounce, right? So many signs here. Bitcoin, a 50-week. Intel is bouncing. That's already a good sign. Yeah. Hey, welcome, John R. Good to see you again, dude. I think, no, actually it was Joyce. I was also watching the Crypto Kip stream. Guys, give them a follow at the Crypto Report. If you haven't done so. What is the benefit of staking early during the charging period of Supercharger in the CDC Exchange app? There is no benefit. There is no benefit. So if you stake early, you get additional allocation. Every day that you stake, you earn one additional allocation point for the Supercharger reward. So every day that you stake, you earn more Supercharger rewards. Hope it answers the question. XRP Bully will won the vote. Still undecisive. Still undecisive. Let me check if I can bring up at least the vote still while we're talking about it. Yeah, it's still undecisive, guys. Nothing decided yet. Polare, welcome lads. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button when you're coming in. Like Mr. Creator is saying over here. Thank you very much, dude. Skyman 2008 is saying 1 year. What will be 1 year, Mr. Skyman? Good to see you, dude. Welcome, welcome, welcome. XRP Bully is asking, what do you think about Capybara Nation on CRO? We talked a bit about it. Mr. XRP Bully. Just a while back. But really, I think right now it has some very steep competition. It has some very steep competition from the Lion token, and also this chart. It is looking rough. It is looking rough, not gonna lie. I'm not buying myself. That's all I can really say. Snake Eyes thinks that Lion could be more valuable than CRO. Ooh, I think that would be strange. I think that would be strange because, well, it's of course it's like saying that all the memes on Solana will be worth more than Solana. That could happen, by the way, but I think it's unlikely. Cronos is still the daddy of the mothership. Lion is still only... Oh, actually, I gotta say though, Lion is becoming really multi-chain. So, in theory, it should not be constrained by Cronos itself. I think Mr. Creator, looking at the ghost here to the left of me, I think he's a bit of a Mary fan. Are you holding some Mary, Mr. Creator? John R saying, well, I do kind of feel like Lion has gone up too much and starting to come down a bit more. Where to buy right now? I mean, you can also still hold off, of course. I mean, it's still very early, in my opinion. It's still very early. Like I mentioned, potentially we're hitting 10 bill for a Lion token in the end, in an absolute bull market. But it's, I mean, going down in the short term, that's very well possible. That's very well possible. Mr. Sanjo, welcome. Well, what we talk about? We talked about a lot of things today. So we talked about, for example, Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin and CRO. Oh, this is Intel still. Why? Just remove Intel right now from the screen. But yeah, like I mentioned before, I think we have probably seen a bottom for CRO. Well, we're very close to it at least. That's my opinion here. Bitcoin. Also Bitcoin right now, it is really, really undecisive on the weekly. So we'll have to take a look Sunday, guys. Sunday we'll do another stream. But right now, this candle, it is like... You have to squint your eyes, otherwise you can't see what's happening with this candle here. It is a very, very light red candle. However, the week is still on. And what I like to see, what I like to see is actually a big recovery. That will be very healthy for the token. So let's say we actually go up a bit more and we create a big wick to the upside. That will be very healthy actually as a show of strength for the token. I would actually like to get in between these two ranges here again. I would like to get into those two ranges here. So let's say we actually cross here. We at least go bounce up again. Because it's also what we've done here. Let's go down a bit more because, well, that's kind of what happened here, right? We went out of this range. Went out of the range. Had a big recovery. Big quick candle up. Went down, retested it. And then escaped the whole pattern. So I'm kind of hoping for something very similar like that. Last Sunday, guys, with the tariffs, it was, I think, yeah, unescapable. And still, guys, right now I've heard Trump talking about 200% tariffs on the EU for booze. So if you like to drink champagne in the US, I got some bad news for you because champagne is going to become 200% more expensive. At least I don't know exactly how it works, but man, I mean, I think the markets are really, really uncertain right now. So that really caused the big dump for Bitcoin. How about the poll here now? The poll, which poll? This poll candle? What's up, Mr. Jigs? What's up? Chaotic, welcome. So right now I'm actually buying some more CRO to stake, more SOL, and just setting out until it goes back up. I will take a SOL for less than $100 right now. It's still higher, isn't it, Chaotic? I think, what is it right now? 120, 130? I'm not really keeping up with SOL every day. Still though, I do remember. I do remember. I was really I wasn't really a believer into Solana. I was pretty much anti Solana because I remember the outages. So back in 2021, there were a few games becoming quite popular on Solana. So I downloaded a wallet. I got into Steppen, for example. But at a certain point in time, the chain was unusable, literally going down. A blockchain going down is like as bad as burning 70 billion tokens. However, the chain recovered. The chain is higher than ever. So I think, guys, that shows again that you can recover. Solana was available at $7 a piece. $7. Big recovery for Solana. I think they will hold the vote, yes vote, until the end, so that CDC doesn't have to buy to secure the price. They don't have to buy, I do believe, John. So if you go take a look at the validators, they already have enough supply on the validators to secure the yes vote if they want to. If they want to. Bjorn, are you becoming bullish or bearish? I mean, this is very, very fearful. Talking about fearful, by the way, the markets, and I don't know if I can show it easily here as an indicator, but maybe I can add it. Fear and greed. I can. Love it. Oh, look at that. Look at that, guys. Fear and greed. Very fearful right now. This is not the good one. Let's add a different one. Fear and greed indicator. We are right now very much basically in extreme fear. We are very much in extreme fear, and that's not a good thing. I want to actually see a different one. Oh, it's hard to add those, guys. Sorry. So unfortunately, I can't really show it right now. I have to do some more research next time. But what you can see here is that right now we're a bit neutral. So you can see we're in the yellow. But yesterday we were in extreme fear. And also in the days before that, we were in extreme fear. So anyone is feeling the fear right now. They're feeling the uncertainty. That's also why I still remember those words, right? Buy when blood is in the streets. Buy when blood is in the streets. That's today. And actually it's called, it's buy when, no, it's buy when people are fearful and sell when people are greedy. Something like that. Something like that. Actually, this is a pretty cool indicator. You can see right that it does actually mention here. So this is fearful, so you have to buy. This is fearful, so you have to buy. And this is greedy, but it doesn't always hold true, right? Here you can see people are greedy. People are definitely greedy, becoming greedy at Bitcoin. You shouldn't have sold it. You shouldn't have sold at 80k. Or well, right now you maybe break even, but you would have missed a big move up. So I don't really like this fear and greed index, unfortunately. Artem has been holding on for Cronos for 5 years. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, Artem. I bought into CRO back in 2019, just after the MCO swap. Martino, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 41 voted no, 4 voted yes, and they're all CDC. And they do have the biggest weight. Yeah, I do believe, Martino, that if Crypto.com wants it, they're gonna get it. If Crypto.com wants it, they're gonna get it. There's no in my mind, there is no middle ground here. Hi, Coin Baron, are you really concerned about this 70 billion Croton burn? Well, I'm not fearful. I'm not fearful like the rest of the market. I do see a lot of fear and uncertainty in the CRO fam. Supply from 30 to 100 billion seems a scam to the community, and people do this math. 1 CRO will be 3 times less valuable. Yeah. Yeah, it's basic math. It's basic math, but with the same equation, guys. Ethereum has no max supply. Does that mean that Ethereum, it has no value at all because you cannot divide by, well, by nothing, of course. But dilution is not everything. In the end, it's all about demand as well. It's the equation demand and supply, right? Yeah, demand versus supply, and then you will actually get to a price equilibrium. That's how economics work. It is not only supply. And the counter argument by Cronos Labs is that they will increase the demand with increasing the supply. That's of course a big question. I have to, believe them on the rise. I don't know. I'm not working at Cronos Labs. I voted no because I see too much unclarity right now. But well, it's going to pass. I'm not fearful, like I mentioned before, but it's something you need to be I think you need to be aware of. That's also, I want something to talk about, because I do believe, ladies and gentlemen, that right now, we are watching right now this. How many people are actually watching live? 56, by the way. Don't forget to hit the like button, but you guys are really into doing your own research, right? I mean, you guys are right now looking at the proposal. You guys are watching streams, watching Twitter, watching Reddit. I don't know why you guys are all doing your research, but 90%, I honestly believe 90% of the people holding CRO on the Crypto.com app, maybe just for the card, they don't know. They literally just don't know. And they don't really care as well. My father, for example, he holds CRO, but unfortunately my father does not watch his own son's videos. Yeah, that's pretty sad actually. But he doesn't know. And he doesn't care. He doesn't care. The only thing he cares about is the price. And that's, I think, the right approach in this one. Sometimes I do believe that we expect too much from the community. Some people say, well, everyone is going to sell once they hear about this news. Only about 20%, I believe, of the people holding CRO will hear about this news. The majority will not hear. They will only hear when Crypto.com buys a new stadium, when Crypto.com gets into, I don't know, it gets into, for example, the Champions League, gets into Formula 1. They don't hear about this news. It's also, I gotta say this, this proposal, it's a very weird proposal, right? Because it starts with this golden age. It tries to really spin it to something very positive. Even though dilution is typically not really positive. So if the unburn wins, when will it happen? That's a good question, Warlord. That's a good question. So what we can see here in this article is, say, we first will have to wait and see if this proposal will actually pass. That will be happening, if so, on the 17th of March. And then if it's going to pass, we actually will see the binary V5 chain. So the V5 chain. Right now, it's already being tested. So right now, we can see V5 is ready on the testnet, and maybe already even on the mainnet. I'm not entirely sure. I have to do some work here on the GitHub. But basically, it is just, they have to pull this, they have to trigger, push the button. You have to push the button, you have to say, well, guys, we're going to update to V5, and V5 includes this new change. So the question is when V5, and I don't know. Probably, I think I have to read it again. I do believe, guys, it's going to be happening very soon, very soon. I don't know, maybe there's more information in here. Nah. I think within the month of March. Thank you, MK. Thank you. Make sure, guys, if I'm going to share this, that you also can maybe like it and repost it. I want to bring the community together. You know, I want to restore trust, and I think this is certainly like not too big of an ask. It's not too big of an ask for the Cronos chain to actually vote on this and to actually amend the proposal to really make this 100 billion immutable. No changes to 100 billion. Not like right now we go from 30 to 100. Once okay, but twice that's death to the chain. Who's playing the main city game? I think the Lion token will be irrelevant soon. You mean this game? I'm playing it sometimes. Welcome, Marlon. Welcome. I do agree, though. I do agree, Marlon, the game is boring, and it's also only available on desktop. They need to bring it to mobile ASAP, and it's also planned on their roadmap. That's planned on their roadmap, so it's coming. It's coming. On mobile, I do think actually it might get some following. It might get some following if it goes to the Play Store, the App Store, etc. Because people like just mindlessly pushing buttons. But it's not like a proper PC game. It is definitely not a proper PC game. However, the main city game, of course, is not the only thing that is the Lion tokens. Also the Lion collection. It is also the Lion community. It's more than just a game. More than just a game. What's the next plan for Cronos ZK EVM? I would recommend, MK, if you haven't done so yet, check out the roadmap video I made for Cronos. It does include some more specifics about ZK EVM as well. In general, it is pretty much the same they are planning for EVM. They want to be more active with the AI narrative. They want to have AI agents on ZK EVM. They want to have more bridges. They already have the bridge, but want to have more bridges from also CRO ZK EVM to EVM. And other than that, I don't know exactly. I think it's a bit of an experiment. I think it's a bit of an experiment, and yeah, that's also how they are approaching it right now. Nobody is saying if we see a new all-time high with 70 billion more tokens, the price would still be below 0.08 because we have 70 billion more, right? If we see a new all-time high with 70 billion more tokens, the price. No. If you get a new all-time high, it's a new all-time high, of course. It's not going to change. I mean, the price, one CRO is one CRO in the end. Maybe I misunderstand your question though, nobody. Bloody Belgian, how's the shoulder? Shoulder is actually recovering. Less medication. Have you checked Nodal? Is it ready? I remember you asked something, Bloody Belgian, but I have no clue. What is it again? What is it? Was it your project? Ooh, you're drinking some homemade juice. What kind of juice, Senja? Are you drinking pineapple? Are you drinking apple juice? Orange juice? What are you growing? Actually, that's pretty nice. So Sanja is drinking his own homemade juice, so he doesn't have to pay taxes. That's clever. That's clever. Chaotic is saying, Roll, I already mentioned in one of your videos, but right now, you know, I just stake CRO on the card. So just sit back and relax and see what happens. And boy, more to stake for the J Green if it dips. I mean, that's a clever approach, right? I mean, there's so much uncertainty that I really can imagine that you're doing that right now. I'm the creator being really active, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more, of course. The more you guys hit the like button, the better my shoulder will restore. So that's also better for the videos, because right now I want to make more videos, but honestly it hurts sometimes. It's like you guys know, right? Mouse hand. This is not my mouse hand. It's on the keyboard. Martino is saying exactly. There isn't really any other decentralization, or there's not really any real decentralization at all for Cronos chain. On the other end, the price didn't tank since the Golden Age proposal, though. That's exactly right. I do have to say, though, that still many people are staked. Many people are staked. So there could be some delayed sell pressure. Having said that, though, I mean, people, again, don't care. The majority doesn't care. The majority... I see a lot of vocal people saying they want to sell, but on the other end, I also see a lot of people that say they're going to buy more. They're going to buy the fear. I don't know. I think in the end, it's all about what's going to happen demand-wise. It's not going to be, at least this cycle, it's not going to be dedicated by the supply increase. It's not going to be dedicated by supply increase. Long term though, guys, you're absolutely right. The price is going to be diluted. But long term, you know, long term it could also be that crypto.com is the biggest exchange worldwide, and everyone is using crypto, and everyone is. So maybe you're still early. Maybe you're still early. Creator is doing his own research by following this channel. Very clever. But make sure you think for yourself as well, Mr. Creator. Chaotic is using crypto as a saving account. I buy as low as I can. I leave it in there. And if it goes up, I take some profits. But if it dips, I just buy some more and wait. I mean, that's clever. Sometimes you got to recognize... I don't want to do this. I know somebody just came in. I know somebody just came in and asked about, the Barra token, but sometimes you got to recognize you got some losers. Sometimes you got to recognize you got some losers. So for example, you can really see right that. I think the majority of these tokens. Let's go to different project. For example, here we've got the Balls token. This token has been consistently losing. Get out. Don't buy more. Well, you can, but it's very, very risky, especially meme coins. But also even in bigger companies, right? Some people right now are buying Intel stocks because it's really low compared to where it was like only 2 years ago. But also you have to recognize that maybe Intel is losing, for example, its position as one of the main suppliers of CPUs. Because right now, I don't know if you guys care, but the chips in your phone are slowly replacing those desktop chips, those laptop chips, because Intel has been slacking. Intel has been sleeping on the job, not innovating enough. They only been caring about the shareholders, but not enough about innovation, R&D. It's the most important. I do like though that this is really important, guys, and this is no financial advice, but this is just in general life advice. Don't stress. No stress. Don't stress about it. I mean, in the end, investment decisions can be very emotional, but try to actually get rid of that emotion in the decisions. Make it as emotionless as possible. And that's very hard, isn't it? That is very hard. I mean, oh, this looks so good, right? This looks so good. Just zoom out, guys. Oh, what a beautiful buying opportunity here. Beautiful buying opportunity here for CRO. And this is logarithmic, but I need to show you the non-logarithmic one. That's even better. Oh, what a discount. What a discount here, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe they already have got some buyers for the 70 bill. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I mean, they're talking about an ETF. Club CRO, welcome, dude. Welcome. What's up? Everyone might now hate me, Bjorn is saying, but I don't know really the reasoning behind the unburn, but it might be a good thing, I think, in the long run. And I think you're right here, Bjorn. I think you're right. I think it's not foolish to believe that what Cronos Labs tries to achieve here is all bullshit. I mean, you gotta have some big balls stating a new golden age for Cronos without a plan, right? But again, the reasoning, and that's the big issue for me as well. Regarding Main City, I really wouldn't call it a game. You just fill up the rooms with overly priced items. I haven't played it for a long time. Yeah, it's a clicker game. Some people call it a strategy game, but maybe I could make a case. Maybe you got those competitive events, and then a lot of things are happening in a very short amount of time. But other than that, like in the regular seasons, it is a very stale clicker game. I still play it, but it's a very still clicker game. I saw a post from CDC, I think, that every stock will be tokenized. Will happen maybe on Cronos EVM. I mean, where else? Where else? That is the only thing that will make sense to me, MK. That's also why I am pretty bullish about Cronos, and also they have already confirmed that their stablecoin USD1 is going to be launched on Cronos. It might be POS, by the way. I don't know, but it's going to be launched on Cronos chain, which is good. So Chaotic is still talking about more games. I want to see a crypto game like Pokemon, where you have a very rare chance to get a high value monster. But there was one, but it failed, and now right now there is really no one. And now there's a similar one, but there's no rare monsters. Gotcha. I mean, I love the rarity as well of what they tried to do with NFTs in the past, but it's of course very the rarity they make in the game. People with big money can in the end still buy it, and I think it's bad. But in the end, it's also an opportunity for the people that maybe want to cash out. So it's good. I've always been quite bullish about crypto gaming, but in the last few years, I started to understand kind of the stance from gamers as well, that they just want to play a game and don't want to care about money in the game. And the more I'm thinking about that as well, I mean, it makes sense. I just play a game, forget about finance. But then again, we got like FIFA, for example, or I think also Madden. They have all those loot boxes, and it's like they put gambling in games, and the moment they put gambling in games, they can also just put crypto in games. It's fine. So they made a fun game, but no way to make a token. I'm actually following maybe Chaotic. You can check out Legends of Venari. It's an upcoming game. It will be a bit like Pokemon. There is already an open beta, I think, and you can actually play it right now. It is pretty interesting. Nodal is my project. It's a Cronos data aggregator. I'm sorry. Let me oh, I can't write it down. Again, send me something on X. Add the Coin Baron. Guys, add the Coin Baron here. Follow me at the Coin Baron here. You can send me messages, and also sometimes I will post something cool. For example, right now, you got this opportunity with the Corgi Club and their Bark for bonus. It's an ad, but still, it's a pretty cool, unique campaign. And also, they do have some giveaways, so that's free money. So you can try it out yourself right now. Yeah, just Bloody Belgian if you can. Post please the Nodalis ad for me on Twitter, and then I can follow it along. Do you like tomato juice? No. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. Like, not lime. Dumb phone. Are you typing on a dumb phone, Chaotic? I haven't heard that in a long time. Really. So Sanjay's making apple juice right now. That's nice. Christian, do you have a price prediction for the long run? No, unfortunately, Christian, we cannot predict the market, especially with that upcoming vote. It is really hard to do any so this is the vote. This will fundamentally change the value prop of Cronos a bit, especially for the long term. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, that's too hard to say. That is too hard to say. Has the number of staking coins dropped or people unbundling at the moment? I have no clue on that. I have no clue. I think some people have been checking this, and so far the unbundling or unstaking has really stayed quite very similar as what it was before. I have to check it out. It's a really cool question. Undead to the end. I like the name though. I think though that the majority of people are still staked, but I don't know. Unfortunately, you can only check for people staking really on the validators, and I think that has not really changed. But also, you have to understand that people are right now staking on the supercharger, staking on the airdrop. You can stake CRO on so many places, and I do not know if everything is on chain. I do not know. Club Crow wants to get the Lion Visa card. I like it too, man. Chaotic, man, I just don't touch meme coins. I can't stand them. I have my top 6 and I split my bag between them. I think that's a clever approach. I do think it's a very clever approach. Guys, I'm just gonna quickly ignore my my friends here. I don't have many friends watching my streams, but sometimes. Okay, let's end the stream, guys. It is 1:10. It is 1:10. So let's quickly wrap up because I want to talk about a few more things. So like I mentioned earlier, guys, for Bitcoin, this is going to be quite crucial. So I do believe there's a potential that we drop a bit lower, right? To the 50 week. The 50 week, if you really retest, it's at 75k. 75k might be the lowest we can drop in the short term. What will we? That's the question. I don't know. I really don't know. Cronos as well, it's, I think, still at a pretty good point. It is higher than where it was before. Also, Crow Bitcoin, it is holding on pretty well. It is still a waiting game. It is a waiting game, but so far, fundamentally, things are looking good for the overall market. CPI, so inflation, it is dwindling. Inflation is dwindling, so that's looking good. Ukraine might get a ceasefire. That is good. We also are slowly getting to an end in Gaza. We're getting to an end with a lot of wars, I think, worldwide. So we're getting to quite a good environment that might be very beneficial for stocks, might be good for crypto, it might be good for whatever. That's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. That's a very good thing. So I'm getting bullish. That's the only thing I can say. Don't get out of the market because of fear. But if you feel better, getting out of the market right now, like John, maybe sell now, buy back in later. It is risky, but it can also pay out. Yeah, gotta do your own research, make your own decisions. But that's me. Strap in, guys. Like the video, subscribe for more, and we'll see you soon with a new video. Bye. Have a good one.